Only a true Lantern Control master knows how and when to use the clock against their opponent. Watch matches 2 and 5 to see how I used the dark arts to turn around an otherwise hopeless league. I'm on the draw in match 1 versus SloppySanchez, sure. This hand is not particularly powerful. It can use double Thoughtseize to protect this Urza Saga. I think I will keep it off of the strength of that. Urza Saga is, it's definitely a card that's legal in Modern, and it's very strong. Oh, and that is a Profane Tutor that I found. All right, that's pretty good. So let me start by casting this Thoughtseize. What are you up to, hero? Show me your secrets. They're just on bad energy. Now, I could take this Thraben Charm with my Thoughtseize next turn, and I could take a satanicchl Pariah with Thoughtseize now. I think I will do that. Not a fantastic energy start from the hero here, especially since they had to bin a Sacred Foundry. Definitely don't want that. Now, it's quite important that I Thoughtseize them first before dropping this Urza Saga. Otherwise, Thraben Charm is just going to wreck my day. And the hero is just having a really rough time here. Oh, they had F6'd. I could have Pithing Needle the Flooded Strand if I wanted to. I don't think that would be a very good use of my Pithing Needle, though. Hey, they found something to do, finally. Fetching with Flooded Strand immediately. Yeah, that's a Seasoned Pyromancer. That's pretty good at getting them out of the situation that they're in, I think. Dumping Sacred Foundry and Arid Mesa, just trying to draw into some action here. But I found some action, too. I don't think I need to be playing into this Galvanic Discharge that they have in hand. I think it might be time to just drop this Profane Tutor. Probably should have played the Blood Crypt here, actually, because now I need to drop Pithing Needle on something. And it's pretty much just a crapshoot what Pithing Needle goes on. I might just name Goblin Bombardment, hoping that they don't draw into another Ajani. But I really should have just dropped the Blood Crypt on that turn, I think. I think that was a misplay. Yeah, here we go. They've got Guide of Souls, and they're discharging their Pyromancer just to gain the energy, it looks like. All right, yeah, you can do that. I took a little bit of a beat from that Pyromancer, but it's fine, I think. I'm now going to grab a Lantern of Insight off of this Urza Saga. Guide of Souls on top of their deck is fine. Not going to pay the life for Blood Crypts. Just go ahead and grab this Ensnaring Bridge, set it down, and cast Mox Opal. Now my hand is completely empty. Now the hero has 2 unknown cards in hand right now. I think it's actually worth it to grab a Codex Shredder here because I already have the Grafdigger's Cage in play. Oh, well, I just found Thoughtseize, so the hero will have no unknown cards in hand. That is a Galvanic Discharge and a Flage. I am going to take the Discharge. And that was what? Guide of Souls in hand, right? Yeah, pretty sure it's Guide of Souls. They're not saving their Flage in an attempt to keep Ajani as an out. I think that's just incorrect. Like, they really should have saved that Flage in hand so that they could kill one of their own cats with an Ajani if I had to let it go through. I mean, it's probably not going to matter anyway. Yes, you get lots and lots of little kitties. No, it's not going to matter. Lightning Bolt is mostly irrelevant here. Just gonna grab my third Pyxis, and this is the lock. So that Ensnaring Bridge that I was kind of lucky to top deck makes it so that they can't attack with any of their stuff, of course. And I am checking each card that they draw with Lantern of Insights, and I optionally can tap this Codex Shredder or Pyxis of Pandemonium to exile or mill that card, so I can just control what they draw. And the game has ended with the hero at 55 life, and you can't see it over here very well, but they have 35 energy. I guess it doesn't really matter. And I suppose that's what happens when you keep a mediocre 7 out of energy, huh? Maybe the hero should have mulled that hand. So I am going to be siding out all of my Blood Moons. Those can go. Grafdigger's Cage, I'm iffy on. Torpor Orbs are decent. Pyroclasms are good. So perhaps I could bring in Pyroclasm, Torpor Orb, and side out a Cage for a Duress or something. Maybe a Cage and a Thoughtseize for 2 Duresses. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Maybe I will just do a clean sideboard of 2 Pyroclasms and 2 Torpor Orbs. Not bother with the duresses or anything like that, just see how that feels. And yeah, you're right, they can't draw cards at instant speed, so yielding into my end step probably would have saved time. This is a terrible hand. Gonna ship that. Ooh, this is much better. I do have the Raucous Theater in hand. I'm just gonna go ahead and put that on the bottom real quick. This is once again double Thoughtseize into Urza Saga. But I found the Profane Tutor, which might actually be better than second Thoughtseize. Let's just check to see what they've got. Static Prison into just a really fast Guide Pride hand here. Let me think about this. I take Static Prison from this hand. I suspend Profane Tutor. Next turn, they're going to be getting Guide and Pride down, which is just going to be an insane amount of energy, and I have to survive until my turn 4. Or I could take the Ocelot Pride now, suspend Profane Tutor, next turn, use my other Thoughtseize on the Static Prison later on down the road, and then land Ensnaring Bridge. And I think I am going to do that. I just really needed to slow the hero down there. Now they don't have that insane start. Mycosynth Gardens was a decent rip, I suppose. Yeah, this is a way slower start now. That is much nicer. They just swung for 2 and passed. And I have second Profane Tutor. I think that is going to actually be better than anything that I can do here, really. I could put a Pithing Needle down on something. I don't think I'm going to. I am going to put down Mycosynth Gardens and just suspend Profane Tutor. Just slowing the hero down here just bought me so much time. That Ocelot Pride would have been way too much. Now, the hero did keep a card on top of their library, and I don't know what it is. Oh, that's a Voice of Victory? Well, that's going to get out of control fairly quickly. Looks like they're paying the energy for one of the guides. So that is a guide that cannot attack next turn, because this first Profane Tutor that I have on suspend is going to pop here. Go ahead and grab that Ensnaring Bridge real quick. Blackleaf Cliffs was a really good pickup. I like that a lot. Now I need to think about my sequencing here. I have 2 lands in hand, 2 1-mana spells, and a 3-mana spell. So I am not going to be able to go below, what, 2 cards in hand? Because I'm going to be stuck with a land and a Pithing Needle. Does it change anything if I grab a Mox Opal here? Not really, and I kind of want to get the Lantern locked down now. Next turn, if they have a land, they could go Voice of Victory, attack, plus Flage pre-combat. That would put me to 7. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That actually means Thoughtseize is lethal if they have a land. Maybe I should have ran out the Pithing Needle last turn. That would have let me grab an Underworld Cookbook here and get my hand completely empty. Yeah, maybe not running out the Pithing Needle last turn was actually just lethal. It was just being patient, trying to see if I could land like it on like a Static Prison or something. Or a Goblin Bombardment. Or an Ajani, trying to figure out which one to do. But I think that might have just cost me the game. I think I am going to grab the Underworld Cookbook here. I'm not going to feel good about this decision, but I am going to do it. And they just have Static Prison and Wrath of the Skies anyway, plus double Flage. I don't think I can win this. I think I need to take the Static Prison and just leave them with Wrath of the Skies. But now I definitely need another discard spell for that. Ooh, that is a Ragavan cast with Dash. That's beautiful. I like that a lot. That means that I can discard this mountain. And I'm only going to be taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to fall to 2 here. I could have dodged this issue by playing the Pithing Needle out on turn 3, I think. But I chose not to do that, and I'm getting punished for it. Oh, they have 2 of these. Wonder how that happened. Yeah, that lost me the game. That decision to not cast my Pithing Needle, that lost me the game. So I am going to try not to make mistakes like that next time. Do I want to do anything different now that I am on the play? Not particularly, I think. Although maybe I should take out the Grafdigger's Cage and replace it with Soul Guide Lantern. Yeah, I think that'll help out quite a bit. All right, this is a pretty good hand, I guess. It has Discard and Urza Saga in it, but it doesn't have like a Torpor Orb or an Ensnaring Bridge or even a Profane Tutor. It doesn't have a lock. I think I actually, given the context of this matchup, I think I'm gonna mulligan this, hope for a better 6. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this instead. And I am going to bottom. Geez, I wish I could keep everything, but I think I have to bottom the lightning bolt here. Go ahead and Inquisition the hero here, see what they're doing. And they kept a pretty dang good hand. I think I will take the Wear Tear out of this. They still have that Wrath of the Skies in hand, which I really don't like. Oh, but I hit Thoughtseize. Okay, that's not terrible. Let's get this Profane Tutor down quickly. I would love to have a land as my next draw. That would be perfect. Any land will do, except for my Surveil land. I don't want to hit my Surveil land here. See, that Blackcleave Cliffs would have been perfect. Okay, the hero's landing in a Ajani and an Ocelot Pride. They are getting going very fast now. Oh, and I hit another Profane Tutor. I don't know how I feel about that. Another Ajani on top of their deck. Do I have to take that with Pyxis? So I can take this Ajani, and that would make it so that Ajani doesn't flip, at least not immediately. Although if they do just Wrath of the Skies for 1 next turn, then Ajani would flip anyway. Or I could Thoughtseize them now. I think I need to get the Pyxis down. I really needed to hit a land in this draw step here. Having this Profane Tutor in hand just hurts so badly. Oh my god, it's another Wrath of the Skies. Yep. I don't know if I should be sacking my Lantern for that. Leaving the Surgical Extraction on top does not make me feel good. And I have a Pyxis on top of my deck, so the hero can just use that against me. Play Lantern Control here if they want to. Might even be correct to do that, depending on what all they have. Yeah, they're doing it. They know what they're doing here. This gives them the City's Blessing as well. Oh, geez, I really needed that land last turn. I don't think I'm going to win this because of that. Just a slightly awkward mull to 6, I think. I have to grab Ensnaring Bridge here, and I really do not need to draw that Underworld Cookbook. Not that Codex Shredder either. Geez, do I sack Lantern here just to hope to find a land? I think I have to. All right, so I found the land. I could... Geez, I'm not sure. I'm just so far behind here. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. This Thoughtseize is actually lethal. So not only does all of this have to pan out, like right now, like they can't just Wrath me for however much. Although I guess if they Wrath me, then they'll also be Wrathing their own board. But they also can't have that, I guess. Yeah, okay. Well, that was their one unknown card. Yeah, I wasn't going to be winning that. I'm not going to feel bad about this loss. This really was the opponent running hot a little bit, I think. And yes, I made the misplay in game 2 here, but I'm not convinced that that misplay was actually big enough to cost me the game, because I think that they were going to just Wrath me anyway. And, you know, in this game, they had Wrath of the Skies, and then they had a second Wrath of the Skies that I could have kept them off of by sacrificing Lantern, but chose not to. And then they had Wear Tear as their last unknown card in hand. So their hand was literally Wrath, Wrath, Wear. There's no way I'm beating that, especially with just one Thoughtseize. And I also didn't hit my land on time, and it was just a lot of stuff went wrong this game. I think I did the best that I could for the most part, so I'm not going to worry about it too much.
If you're enjoying the video and think you'd like watching more of what I make, please consider subscribing so YouTube can notify you when I go live and upload videos. I appreciate your support. Thank you.
I am on the play in match 2 versus Beyonce. Oh, I can't keep this. It's a 1-lander. Urza Saga's my only land. And under that logic, I can't keep this one either. Straight to 5 is not a good start. So I have the ability to do something really funny with this hand, and that is bottom both Blood Moons. And in fact, I think I am going to do it. The hero has priority right now after I kept all of the cards in my hand. That tells me that they have a pre-game action. And sure enough, it is a Devourer of Destiny. Let's see if this is going to be good enough. All right, so they're on Tron, the Tron variant here. Expedition map is a dead giveaway for that. Now, the great thing about playing out Lantern here is not only do I get to see the 3 cards that they exile, but I also, really? Get to see the card that they kept on top. I don't want to deal with a Karn. And now my plan is Profane Tutor and a Dream. But such is life when you mold a 3. Or 5, I guess. If I had known that I had this Blackcleave Cliffs on top of my deck, I probably would have kept at least 1 Blood Moon. Not that it would have mattered, since they had a Talisman of Resilience coming down really early anyway. Hey, it's a Sowing Myco spawn. I played around that by having 3 basic swamps in my opening hand. I'm just grateful that they didn't drop a Karn there. Ooh, Inquisition of Kozilek. I get to take a look at their hand that is chock full of 4-drops. And they have a Boseiju. That's terrible. I hate that. Here, give me a second. So I'm actually not convinced that I can beat whatever they're doing here. Like, yeah, I can grab an Ensnaring Bridge off of this or something, but I still need a Pithing Needle to answer the Boseiju. They can Boseiju me even if I drop Blood Moon, because the Talisman of Resilience taps for green. And they chose to not drop a Devourer of Destiny. Do I simply grab a Pithing Needle right now off the hope that I can land Ensnaring Bridge just blindly at some point? I think that is actually the play. I'm so far behind. I'm not even convinced that I should still be playing this game. The hand simply just did not come together, which is what happens when you mulligan 2/1 landers into 5, right? I'm not really sure what I should be playing to here. Oh, this is just a giant Kozilek's command. Nope, it's Ugin Eye of the Storms. Okay, so that is going to be a problem here in a couple of turns, but right now it's only a little bit of a problem. Oh, that's an Ensnaring Bridge. Yeah, sure. So the top of my deck needs to be something really, really good. And by really, really good, I mean exactly Pithing Needle. So I am drawing to literally a 2% out right now. And that's just to have a shot of keeping the game going. That's a kicked Sowing Myco spawn. That's pretty terrible. Still doesn't change the fact that I need Pithing Needle on top of my deck or else I lose. Now, I'm inclined to not concede simply because the hero has been burning so much of their clock. They've spent 8 minutes just kinda doing nothing. So even if I don't draw that 2% out, which I didn't, then I'm not going to concede the game, because the hero does still need to win somehow. So they are going to pop Ugin here, revealing 7 cards, huh? Yeah, they've got an Ulapog here. Exile 2 target permanents. It's nice to know what they have in their deck, though. All right, so the hero dumped out a bunch of stuff. I am super, super dead, but they did burn a lot of their clock in order to do that. And they showed me a lot about how their deck operates. Maybe I'll concede before that Ulamog trigger resolves. Oop. Nope, I was a little bit too late. 20 cards entered the exile zone. So they got to see a little bit about how my deck operates too. Now, do I want the Blood Moons or not? That is a really big question. I'm not sure. Torpor Orb can certainly come out. Grafdigger's Cage can come out. Lightning Bolts, I think, stay in. The Underworld Cookbook can come out. Lightning Bolts are coming in specifically because they can beat a Karn the Great Creator if they down ticket. But what do I want to bring in over this stuff? I could bring in Pithing Needle, Double Duress. I kind of want to make room for these Molten Collapses. But what would I side out? I'm not sure. I could side out 2 Inquisition of Kozilek. That seems okay. All right, I'm going to do it. So Inquisition of Kozilek, I'm side grading a couple of those to Duress. And then I'm taking out Cage, Torb, and Cookbook and bringing in double Molten Collapse and a Pithing Needle. Okay, this is a hand I could keep. I think I am actually going to keep it. I don't know if I need to Thoughtseize my opponent on 1 here. I might do it anyway, though. If I wasn't going to Thoughtseize my opponent on 1, then I would lead on Lantern, which doesn't seem super useful. Might actually just be better than Thoughtseize, though. I don't think that they're going to be jamming like a Trinisphere or something on turn 1, right? I guess I could have taken Expedition Map. Urza Saga is fine, I suppose. I don't know if I'm going to be playing Profane Tutor. I think I might just want to Thoughtseize and Pithing Needle something. Ooh, yeah, Sire of 7 Deaths, huh? So I can play around their hand fairly easily now. Taking that Kozilek's command with my Thoughtseize, this Pithing Needle will fairly easily go on Ugin Eye of the Storms. Next turn, I can do Profane Tutor. The hero's going to have this Dismember. I don't think I worry about that. Like, they'll have a Sire of 7 Deaths, but I don't think that's going to be really that relevant. Instead, I can play out this Bloodstained Mire, I can suspend Profane Tutor, and then I can use Bloodstained Mire to Surveil. I need to fade 1 draw from them here. That counts as a fade. And Sire of 7 Deaths is very difficult to deal with in combat, but I'm not going to be dealing with it in combat. I'm just going to land an Ensnaring Bridge the turn after next. I'm going to take a little bit of a poke from it. And by poke, I mean I'm going to take 7. Ooh, I could land Blood Moon. I don't know if I want to. I think I'd rather just have another land. Well, I found Blood Moon anyway. Yeah, I can just hold Blood Moon in hand. I don't really have to do anything with it right now, right? Do I even need to be casting stuff from my hand right now? Or can I just make a construct? I think I'm going to make the construct. I don't think I'm going to be casting anything. I'm going to save this Molten Collapse for something a little more threatening. And I will grab a Codex Shredder here, mostly because I kind of want a land. Oh, I would love it if they could Thought Knot Seer me. Please do that. So this Codex Shredder means that on my upkeep, after Profane Tutor pops, I can try and dig myself into a land if there's not one on top of my deck. I'm taking a hit from this Sire. Am I gonna block? Yeah, I'm gonna... Oh, it has Menace. Never mind. I'm not gonna block. Right, forgot this thing just has every keyword under the sun on it. Okay, I need a land once this Profane Tutor resolves, please. That's a Blood Crypt. I'm gonna take it. And yeah, my hand's chock full of stuff now. I just don't think it's really that important. Oh, that is a Dismember on my Construct token. I don't think I care. Okay, Thought Knot Seer is coming down. Thank you for taking one of these cards out of my hand. Hey, they took Blood Moon. I'm very happy for them to do that. Ugin is coming down, but I was ready with the Pithing Needle for it, so I'm not worried about it. Just gonna try and dig myself into some more Mill Rocks, and that's a Pyxis. All right, this game's wrapped up. It's just a matter of how long it takes the opponent to realize that the game is over. And now we're just doing normal Lantern control things. This hero has been taking their sweet time with a lot of stuff here, so I am going to play this out, maybe a little bit slowly. Might be able to get them on the hook for their clock. This is going to take a good chunk of time, but if the hero burns enough of their clock, then I might be able to win the match that way. So the hero's at 27 cards in deck right now. I'm at 25, but all that it would take for me to break that is literally just these 2 Codex Shredder activations that I did right here. So I'm really not worried about that. I'm gonna Thoughtseize myself. And sure enough, the hero has fallen below 5 minutes on clock. Let's see if we can waste just a little bit more of their time. So the hero did concede the game after a while. They've only got 5 minutes on their clock, a little less than 5 minutes. So I am just gonna go ahead and run it back. Now this is a really interesting hand. I could keep this hand off the strength of double Pithing Needle. I don't think that's particularly strong. I think I'm going to mulligan and try and find a slightly better 6. Oh, and instantly punished. I have to mulligan this. All right, I'm keeping this hand. I'm going to bottom one of the lanterns and the lightning bolt, I think. And I'm gonna just keep this double Urza Saga hand. Oh, the hero just went Power Plant Pass, huh? Okay, well, I've got a Molten Collapse. That's not nothing. Karn the Great Creator on top of their deck. I think I'm gonna let them have it. And they found an Urza's Mine. They could just Karn me next turn if they've got Tron. That might happen. I have a Molten Collapse if I need to use it. Do they have the tower? Of course they have the tower. Now, I will be able to answer this Ugin Eye of the Storms with a Pithing Needle here in a little bit, so I'm not super worried about it. Oh, they're adding mana here. That's kind of terrifying. They have something big to fetch off of this Karn. Ooh, that is an Ulamog, the Ceaseless Hunger. That is a really good way to counter what I'm doing. Just had that in hand naturally as your last card, huh? Maybe I should have gotten that Profane Tutor on Suspend a little earlier, huh? Well, I am going to tap my stuff like this, and I'm gonna have myself shuffle. And now I'm kind of wishing that I had put this Profane Tutor down earlier. Yeah, this thing's indestructible too. That's ridiculous. Yeah, maybe my gambit with the timing didn't really pay off. They've only got 2 minutes, but 2 minutes is plenty of time to win here. Ooh, but I did find Blood Moon, which does almost stone cold nothing here, right? Just gonna go ahead and drop this Urza Saga. Well, I don't have Ensnaring Bridge, and I really need Ensnaring Bridge, so I guess I'm just going to do that. Chump block with the Construct. Hope that they don't take both Codex Shredders with this Ulamog trigger, or all 4 of my bridges. That would suck. You know, they did only cast 1 Ulamog in game 1 here. That tells me that they might not have another Ulamog, which means that if I can get Ensnaring Bridge down, then it might not actually be all that bad if they do pop this Ugin. They do also need to actually win the game here in the minute or so that they have. Yep, I'm going to take a hit for 20. And that is 3 of my 4 Ensnaring Bridges gone. That's terrible. Well, jump block. And they are using the Stone Brain here. That's going to use even more time off their clock. I hope everybody understands that there's no way on earth that I'm winning this game under normal circumstances. But these are not normal circumstances. The hero's got 24 seconds on clock right now. I think I actually would rather they activate Ugin here because that would use more time on their clock. So I'm just going to let this happen. Interestingly enough, it looks like they did not exile my last Ensnaring Bridge when they activated the Stone Brain. And I don't believe that Ulamog trigger got it either. Yeah, I have an Ensnaring Bridge here. And this is going to let me survive just a little bit. I think I grab Pithing Needle, honestly. And do I put it on Karn or on Ugin? Do I fear them tutoring cards out of their sideboard, or do I fear them tutoring cards out of their deck? They didn't activate Karn or Ugin last turn. I think I'm going to actually Pithing Needle Karn, and I am not going to cast this Lantern of Insight in hand. Okay, here they go. They're using Ugin here. Oh, they had another Ulamog, but they ran out of time, and I won the match because of that. Well, this is not my proudest win, but it is a win nevertheless. The clock is a part of playing Magic Online, and if you cannot keep up with the clock, then you are going to lose games that you would otherwise win. I have lost many games that I should have won because I mismanaged the clock. I'm sure y'all have seen me do that. So I'm not being hypocritical here, at least I hope not. But, you know, you gotta pick up the pace, play a little bit faster, concede to the lock when you need to, because otherwise Lantern can just do BS like this. We take these wins. I am going to move on to match 3.
Has your loss to Lantern Control left you bitter and despondent? Work through your grief with a membership to Faithseal MTG on YouTube or Patreon. Reach bargaining or higher to gain access to my detailed lesson videos on how to play Lantern Control. I hope to see you on your path to healing.
I am on the draw in match 3 versus TiimyTurner, really? With an ephemerate icon. Come on, Timmy, I thought you were better than that. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here with my Chad Birds of Paradise default avatar that regardless of what I do or how long I play this game, I will not change it. This hand doesn't really do anything. I'm gonna mulligan it. This hand does do something. It's not a particularly strong something, but it is a something. Oh god. Well, let's hope that they don't have a turn 3 win here, because my only hope here is that they don't. Urza Saga on 1. Pyxis of Pandemonium come down. We are playing against Amulet Titan with double Amulet of Vigor. I have a bad feeling about this. Yup, I have a real bad feeling about this. If they have an Arboreal Grazer into a Titan, then I'm dead. They found Summoner's Pacts and didn't do anything else. Oh, I found Thoughtseize. Oh, that's really, really good. Oh, that's really good. Okay, well, I am Thoughtseizing the hero immediately here. Oh, and their hand does nothing, actually. So they need to rip a Titan off the top right now, actually. Because they could Vesuva, copy Simic Growth Chamber, cast Titan. So Vesuva, Otawara, Lotus Field. And then if they don't rip Titan right now, oh, this is going to be so good. Oh, this is going to be so delicious. Oh, I love that. Vesuva copy my Urza Saga, huh? The hero is asking if there is a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles card that's making Lantern playable because I'm the second Lantern opponent they faced in 2 leagues. There's not. It's just that we are absolute heathens. I am going to name Boseiju, who endures with this Pithing Needle. I am going to play Blightstep Pathway on the red side, and then I am going to drop Blood Moon. And this locks out basically their entire deck. They have the Snow-Covered Forest, which is really good, but Boseiju's going to stop them from doing much with that. And now I have Lantern, and I can Thoughtseize them for good measure here. Yeah, there's the Primeval Titan. Just ripped it. That is something, huh? Crumbling Vestige. And now it's just trivial. Game is over. I don't even think I need to play out this Ensnaring Bridge. I'm not going to let them have access to an instant speed draw spell. Their deck is so low on like density of outs that I think I can just safely take that. And I can't believe it, but I think we got it from Titan here. Not even going to bother tracking their hand. It just doesn't matter. They would need access to basic island in order for Otawara to even matter. Yeah, they know Otawara doesn't matter. Wow, that was really tight. Let's go ahead and grab that Codex Shredder now. I don't think I'm going to give them Escape Shift. Definitely not going to give them an Aftermath Analyst. That's not good. So they are playing Malevolent Rumbles, which is nice to know. They, of course, have the Aftermath Analyst. Okay, and they give it up. Not gonna lie, I kind of got a little bit lucky with that ripped Thoughtseize, but it is what it is. So this is a matchup where you definitely absolutely want to be keeping in your Blood Moons. I am siding out Lightning Bolt. I didn't see Green Sun Zenith, so I'm going to side out Grafdigger's Cage as well. If they're on Rumbles, then that means that they're going to be on lower copies of Green Sun Zenith, if they have any at all. And Inquisition of Kozilek is just such a bad card in this matchup that I might just side it out completely. What do I want to bring in? Pithing Needle, Soul Guide Lantern for the Aftermath Analyst loop. Grafdigger's Cage doesn't shut that off. Soulless Jailer shuts off that loop, and Torpor Orb also shuts off that loop. And then I can bring in Duresses for things like Force of Vigor. I think this is an okay sideboarding plan. Thoughtseizes are a premium in this matchup. So yeah, the opponent's outs in that situation were literally just hoping I misplayed. That was it. Hoping that I gave them, like, I don't know, a Primeval Titan that they could eventually attack with or something like that. I'm not sure. This is a really interesting 7. Do I keep this? This would be Lantern on 1, Thoughtseize on turn 2, Blood Moon on turn 3, backed up by a turn 1 Urza Saga, grabbing a Pithing Needle. I think I am going to keep it. The Mycosynth Garden's tapping for black by filtering mana into it is going to be really important this game. Ooh, and I hit another Thoughtseize. Found basic Swamp on top of my deck. Uh-oh, it's 2 amulets. The hero did keep 7 this game, so I guess I'm not that surprised. Malevolent Rumble now. They chose the Primeval Titan. There is a non-zero chance that I have to use Lantern to shuffle away this Force of Vigor. Well, it is better to simply play out the Swamp. Ooh, that is double Green Sun Zenith, huh? I have to take the Prime Time because they can just cast that next turn. Although I suppose they could also cast Green Sun Zenith. I'm not convinced I can beat this. I'm going to make them play through it. I'm going to cast this Opal. Unfortunately, it's not turned on, so I can't Thoughtseize them again. And I'm going to shuffle away that Force of Vigor. It's got to go. And now that I know that they have Green Sun Zeniths, I am more inclined to be bringing in Grafdigger's Cage next time. Yeah, here they go. Just going to let them do their thing. See if they can find the line. I'm sure they can. Not my job to find the line, thank goodness. I played this deck already. It's hard. This deck is hard to play. Okay, so they're going for a Lotus Field Mirror Pool line here. They will be able to make a copy of Prime Time with 2 mana floating. Looks like they're choosing green. Are they going to find the Hanweir Battlements off of this? Maybe like a Hanweir Battlements and a Crumbling Vestige? Hanweir Battlements and Gruul Turf, perhaps? They have the second Green Sun Zenith in hand, so they could potentially Zenith for a Aftermath Analyst and go infinite here. Oh, they're definitely doing something. They're definitely doing something nasty. Yeah, one of these has haste now. I think this is infinite. They've got the mirror pool in the graveyard already. Echoing Deeps is also in the graveyard. They just sacked a bunch of stuff. I'm literally just going to wait for them to demonstrate the infinite loop here. Ooh, that is a Green Sun Zenith for 1, huh? That might have been a bit of a misclick. We'll see, though. So they did a whole bunch of stuff. I think they might have missed a little bit of value off of a Green Sun Zenith for 1 instead of 2, but that might have been intentional. I'm not sure. I need to rip Ensnaring Bridge right now, and I didn't. So that's fine. Yeah, they told me in chat that it was a misclick. So I would have had to get Pithing Needle or Boseiju into Ensnaring Bridge there. It just didn't work. Do I want to be bringing in this Grafdigger's Cage? And if so, what am I bringing it in over? I think I'm going to leave it as is. All right, this is a turn 1 Duress into turn 2 Torb into hopefully turn 3 Ensnaring Bridge. That might be good enough. Torpor Orb and Ensnaring Bridge together will shut off an Amulet Titan, or a Primeval Titan, I suppose. This is the sort of deck that you want to Duress on turn 1. Yeah, they've just got all sorts of stuff here. So that's a Malevolent Rumble. They've got Prime Time, but they don't have the turn 1 Amulet to go with it. So their hand was just Saga. Oh, I drew a Raucous Theater. That could really throw me off, actually. I think I have to go Torpor Orb here. Yeah, maybe this Raucous Theater is going to actually wreck my day. Ooh, they're showing me a land that I didn't see before. Oh, well, I found Mountain here. I think I am still just going to land Lantern. Ooh, there's a Spelunking on top of their deck. Yeah, I don't want this Blackcleave Cliffs on top of my deck here. A Pyxis was a perfect pickup. Looks like they might be going for something here. That is a Spelunking. They are going to attempt to draw a card. I'm going to have them shuffle. They drew a Gruul Turf. Putting the Gruul Turf into play. Bouncing. What was that? Crumbling Vestige in hand now. Tireless Tracker is down. So I believe their hand is Primeval Titan, Simic Growth Chamber, Crumbling Vestige, and an Unknown. I found Blood Moon on top of my deck. I think I have to let them have the forest, though. Yep, they can keep the forest. And we are going to enter a little bit of a weird game here, because I am going to land this Blood Moon, I think. Am I going to do that right now, or am I going to wait until I can copy Pyxis with this Gardens? I worry about them activating Urza's Cave, going to get a Boseiju, and then bouncing it back to hand with the Simic Growth Chamber that they've got. Ooh, yeah, that is just Force of Vigor mana that they're representing. And that was the last unknown card that they had. All right, that's really rough. Well, there wasn't really a way that I had to play around that. That was just the one missing draw that they had. I'm falling behind here. But it looks like the hero might be getting a little bit greedy. Yeah, that's a Prime Time. This will give me an out to dig myself into an Ensnaring Bridge. Jeez, another Boseiju on top of their deck? At least they're exiled. Blood Moon in this spot, huh? Well, I think I have to take it, but Blood Moon is not Ensnaring Bridge here. I think the hero might just get 2 unwanted lands out of their deck to maximize the chances of them finding that last Boseiju. Basic land and Lotus Field, I think that was a good call. They can't sacrifice enough clues here to make Tireless Tracker lethal. So I do at least have... I have 2 looks. Not great. Okay, here we go. They're drawing some cards here. Okay, I need Ensnaring Bridge right now. Profane Tutor is not good enough. And that's a Lantern of Insight. Yeah, the hero confirmed that they just drew Force of Vigor immediately after I duressed them. But you know, that happens sometimes. I probably would have definitely taken that Force of Vigor instead of that Malevolent Rumble. But, you know, it happens. Okay, I'm not going to feel too bad about it. I feel like I did a decent enough job in this matchup. And I just got bad beats a little bit. So that's okay. Let's just go ahead and move on to match 4. All right, I'm on the draw in match 4 versus literal, actual, factual Satan. I don't know if I should keep this hand or not. I'm kind of leaning towards no. Yeah, I'm going to mulligan. This hand is a little bit better, but not much better. I think I'm going to bottom the Grafdigger's Cage out of this. Just been getting slightly mediocre hands this league, I think. Like, yeah, you could make an argument that the first hand was better because at least it had an Ensnaring Bridge in it. But, I don't know. You need a little bit more than just Ensnaring Bridge sometimes. Okay, so the hero's on some BS here. I wish I had thought seized them because Hollow One would be a really nice pick out of this hand. But instead, I have to take the Detective's Phoenix because if I take Blazing Rootwalla, then they're just going to cast it. The hero just ripped a Street Wraith right off the tippity top of the deck into a Burning Inquiry. Are you kidding me? At least they discarded the Hollow One and the Blazing Rootwalla, and they found another Hollow One. All right, so I am in trouble. I am in major super trouble. I'm taking 11 right now, and I actually am just going to be way too slow against this hand. I am dead right now. Yeah, that was insane. Just ripping the Street Wraith directly into a Burning Inquiry that gave them a Hollow One to cast with a Detective's Phoenix on it. That was... Jeez, that was ridiculous. Honestly, there's not much I could have done about that. So I'm not going to do anything about it. How do I want to attempt to beat this deck? I need a fast Ensnaring Bridge. Ironically enough, that first hand would have actually been really good against them. It would have been really, really good. Torpor Orb can come out. Soul Guide Lantern can come in. I could bring in Pyroclasms to deal with some of their smaller threats. And if I were to do that, then I would probably take out... what? Not Grafdigger's Cage. Not any of the discards. Pithing Needle, maybe? I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Pithing Needle hits their cyclers. Just actually pretty decent. Just, oh, Blood Moons. Blood Moons. Blood Moons come out. Yeah, that is very silly of me. Blood Moons, of course, come out. That makes room for Duresses. Yeah, so I'm just going to run it like that. I'm not bringing in Molten Collapse because Molten Collapse is just a little bit too slow. Come on, Nate. Take out Blood Moons against the red deck. All right, this is a hand that I can keep, and I will keep it. I am going to go to 15 immediately because I will be fetch shocking for a Bloodstained Mire off of this. Or a Blood Crypt, I guess. Ouch. Wow. Yeah. This is a hand. I can mop stuff up with my removal later on, so I'm not going to be taking one of the two threats. I think I'm going to take the Burning Inquiry out of this hand. Okay, and they've just got a turn 1 Marauding Mako. I can handle that, I believe. Profane Tutor is coming down, and now I will just pick off their stuff. Cycling Street Wraith into something here, into a Flameblade Adept. And they can Detective's Phoenix this turn if they want to, and it looks like they do. All right, I'm at 10. Not particularly good for me here. Ooh, and hitting that Codex Shredder is really bad, actually. So I am going to Pyxis, and then I am just going to straight up bolt this Mako right now. There is a chance that I will need to get a Mox Opal off this Urza Saga if this next draw is not a land. There's a chance that I need to get a Mox Opal even if it is a land. All right. Well, I'm gotta get Ensnaring Bridge here, right? I'm hoping for any untapped land. Any untapped land would be fantastic in this spot. And it's an Inquisition. Oh, I don't have enough artifacts in play here. So the best I could do is Mox Opal into Pyroclasm off of this Codex Shredder. Damn. All right. Wow. It's just not coming together. I have to get Mox Opal here. And then I have to play out Codex Shredder, and then I have to Pyroclasm. And then I need to draw a land. I need a land. I'm at 4. If the hero can discard literally any card at any point ever, then I am dead. Or if they have another Lightning Bolt. If I don't draw a land next turn, then I am dead. All right, that's game. Just didn't come together. How do I feel about this, though? I feel like I did everything that I could. I kind of just got screwed with my draws, honestly. And I don't really like saying that because it feels like a bit of a cop-out. But, I don't know. Like, what else was I realistically supposed to do here? I'm not sure. Well, let's see if we can at the very least get a 2-3 record. I'm going to try my best here in match 5. Oh, geez. I am on the draw in match 5 versus Albi? albipnc. I don't want to keep a hand that looks like this, but I also don't want to get screwed by mulligans. I think I am going to keep it. It's just not really that strong of a hand. Oh, Saga on 1. This could be Amulet. This could be Affinity. It's Affinity. This could be an Emery start. If they do just jam Emery here, yeah, there's the Mox Opal. Then I am just going to Pithing Needle it and move on with my day. Oh, Pinnacle Emissary. After they've already cast 3 zeros? Yeah, sure, you got it. And we've got another hero who's being very deliberate with their actions here. Maybe not as deliberate as the Eldrazi Tron player from earlier. We'll get Thought Seized. Arcbound Ravager, get out of that hand, thank you. Would love it if they just didn't draw another mana source so that this Urza Saga doesn't make constructs. But we'll just have to see. 3 fresh cards off the top for the hero here. And that's a Fiery Islet. So my dreams of Urza Saga doing nothing are dead. Oh, but they found a Kappa Cannoneer. All right, sure, you got it. Well, I found a Grafdigger's Cage. I think I need to get Underworld Cookbook down, so I will do that. And honestly, probably Codex Shredder. Like, I could get Cage down now, but I'm just not going to. I could get Pithing Needle down on something, but I don't need to do that yet. And I suppose I just need to hope that they don't top deck a Metallic Rebuke right now. Because if they did, well, that would be pretty sucky, I think. Maybe they'll just make a construct. Ah, yeah, make that construct. Oh, they have main deck Pithing Needle, huh? That's not super duper common in Affinity lists. And they named the Underworld Cookbook. All right, you got it. Oh, they were even kind enough to tell me what their last card in hand is. I'm going to fall to 9 here, and then I'm going to slam Ensnaring Bridge, and then I'm just going to take little pokes from this drone until I can empty my hand. This isn't a terrible place to be against Affinity. Ooh, Urza Saga. Yes, please. That is Lantern in 2 turns. There's a very good chance that I will just Pithing Needle this Fiery Islet if I get a chance to. And the hero just keeps telling me what they draw. I don't know why. Okay, I take it back. Maybe they are being just as deliberate as that Eldrazi Tron player from earlier. Like, look at this clock here. 18 minutes. Now, I'm not sure what I want to name with Pithing Needle yet. So there's a chance that I will just drop Grafdigger's Cage here and then save the Pithing Needle name for later. Oh, well. All right, Engineered Explosives. That is definitely going to be the Pithing Needle name. I don't believe they have a way of getting 2 mana to activate that quite yet. So I was rewarded for my patience here. Very grateful I held on to the Pithing Needle. All right, Raucous Theater. Do I want to keep what's on top? No. No, I don't. I do not want a Blood Moon. But I really need to stop drawing lands here. Eventually, this drone will kill me. And we carry on as if nothing happened. The hero has no way to really interact with what I'm doing because I was patient with this Pithing Needle and I named that Engineered Explosives. Oh, yeah, look at that. They have an unknown card in hand. I do not believe it is live. If it was a Sink into Stupor or something like that, then I think they would have fired that off last turn instead of just playing this Engineered Explosives. So I think we made it out of this. That is a weapons manufacturing. So that means Claws of Gix will eventually be lethal. And I need to decide right now if I have tolerance for this Urza Saga. I don't think I do, because if this drone attacks me, then they can cast EE, warp in Pinnacle Emissary, and then use their remaining 2 mana to finish me off. So I will need an answer for this weapons manufacturing. And that is another Urza Saga. That's not good enough, mate. Profane Tutor is going to have to do. The Pithing Needle on the Underworld Cookbook is coming in clutch here from the hero. Okay, and I believe this is good enough. They can warp in and a Pinnacle Emissary right now, and then cast Engineered Explosives, and then deal 2 to me, or sacrifice 2 of these to bring me down to 1. But I will still be at 1. And this Emery on top of the deck is a dead draw for them. It is not a land, and it is not an artifact, a free artifact specifically. So this Profane Tutor on Suspend here is going to save me. This is pretty terrifying stuff, though. Going to survive at 1 life here. Grafdigger's Cage stops Emery from actually being a live card. Just gonna wait for the hero to figure it out here. Yep, they're sacrificing 1 munitions. They've got 1 more munitions that they can sacrifice here. And they can warp in the Pinnacle Emissary, which will create a munitions, but they don't have the mana necessary to sacrifice it to Claws of Gix. And they're choosing to just do nothing else here. All right, that's fine. I am going to cast this Profane Tutor. I cannot draw any Thoughtseizes. If I draw a Thoughtseize, then I die. So I need to hope that there's not 2 Thoughtseizes in a row on top of my deck. Because if there are, then that means I'm going to have to tap Shredder to get rid of one, and then Lantern Shuffle to get rid of the other. Just being very deliberate here. Okay, Blood Moon is actually fine. This will shut off Urza Saga. It will shut off Fiery Islet. All right, and now I am back to stable. At 1 life, mind you, but 1 is not 0. Yeah, I'm glad I let them have that Metallic Rebuke because the Sink into Stupor is actually an important card here. I've only got 1 mill rock, so I'm being extremely conservative with how I mill things. This Mistress Bauble is a cycle, but it is a delayed draw, so I'm going to let them have it. If I was at 3 life, or if I had this Underworld Cookbook active or something, then I would be milling myself into additional mill rocks. But I know that the hero has extraordinarily few outs to this situation, to the point to where 1 mill rock might actually be enough. And I do not want Thoughtseize on top of my deck. That's how I lose this game. This is going so slowly. I have double my opponent's clock here. Y'all who are watching the video here get to just skip past huge swaths of just blank time. Those in the streams, watching live, in the trenches, deep in the thick of it, get to sit here and watch albipnc decide if they want to play their Urza Saga or their Steam Vents. I have finally found a second mill rock. Given how slowly the hero is playing here, I am not going to be milling them out. I know that when I win a game of Magic with Lantern Control, it usually takes me 10 minutes. That is the budget that I set for myself. And when I lose a game, it takes me 5. I am still well within that 10 minutes to win a game. So I am going to give the hero every opportunity to stall and delay and run their clock out. Now that I have 2 mill rocks, I feel comfortable getting rid of this Mishra's Bauble. Literally just running Lightning Bolt directly into Kappa Cannonier's ward, not paying for it. None of this matters. Literally none of this matters. There's no game to be played anymore. The hero hasn't figured that out yet. I'm not even keeping track of their hand. Like, why did it take them like 20 seconds to go pass the turn back to me? I don't understand. There's a Thoughtseize on top of my deck here. I need to mill that. And on a completely separate note, there are 3 Claws of Gix in the hero's deck. They are super on the weapons manufacturing plan. So I'm coming up on 15 minutes on my clock left. I need to decide now if I'm going to continue to play this gambit or if I am going to just try and win the game quickly and go to games 2 and 3. I think I am going to continue with the gambit. That just seems to be the theme of the games that I'm winning in this league today, is that I'm just winning by timing people out. Which, those are still wins. I will take my wins. I'm going to pay for the ward on Lightning Bolt this time, just for funsies. There. Now, your 38 Kappa Cannoneer has 3 damage marked on it. What are you going to do, nerd? I think the hero has wisened up a little bit. They just passed through that turn without casting their Kappa Cannoneer. Maybe only a little bit. Now I actually do worry that they are going to run out of cards before they run out of time. Not that I think that would actually matter. They'd have to win 2 games of Magic in 3 minutes, which is possible for a fast and competent Affinity player to do. This player, I'm not going to speak on their competency, but they certainly are not fast. You know, you are right, Penny. It's possible that they've just never played against Lantern before, and that they're very new to this whole thing. And that's a fair take, I think. So I suppose it is my job as the villain of the format to introduce them. In probably the single most miserable way possible. That's right, albipnc. Tap for a Kappa Cannoneer on turn 34. This is definitely what you should be doing with your time. Oh, hey, it's second Kappa Cannoneer. I guess third Kappa Cannoneer, because this one's been in play for forever. By the way, nice 38 Kappa Cannoneer. You think if you get it to 100, you'll win the game, like a Helix Pinnacle? All right, so the hero just kind of cast their hand and put a bunch of triggers on the stack, and then they timed out. So I'm just going to go ahead and mark that as a win in my book real quick. Listen, everybody, when you are in the vice grips of the Lantern Lock, knowing when to concede is a skill in and of itself. This is one of the dark arts of Lantern control, is that an extremely skilled Lantern pilot who can successfully skill diff you is going to win matches that they would otherwise lose because they can take advantage of the clock, whether that be the clock in real life, in real paper Magic, or the clock on Magic Online. There is a very good chance that I would have lost games 2 and 3 of this match. Those games never got played because my opponent was not good at their clock management and they didn't know when to concede against the lock. They probably should have conceded once I got my second mill rock down, honestly. I could understand them wanting to keep it going while I only had one mill rock, but the second I got that second one, that was game, especially with how few outs they had in their deck at that point. Now, this is one of the dark arts of Lantern control, specifically because it is a high risk, high reward play. It is morally gray to execute. Was it right of me to take advantage of the clock in the situation? Should I have milled my opponent out faster in respect of the game? Maybe. If you want to play Lantern like that, then that's fine. But I will tell you that if I had conceded game 1 of match 2 or 3 or whatever, if I had conceded game 1 of that match and not given my opponent the opportunity to slow play, then I would have lost. Let's go ahead and wrap up. Listen, luck wasn't on my side today. I think I played pretty tight in a lot of different situations, but quite frankly, I was getting run over left and right. Boros energy, I had a misplay in game 2. Yes, that is fair. But given what they had in hand, I was unlikely to win that game anyway. And game 3 of that match was just absolutely abysmal. There was no way I was going to win that. Playing against Amulet Titan, I got game 1 out of pure dumb luck, honestly. But games 2 and 3, they kind of just had the luck of the draw on their side a little bit. Perhaps I could have waited on the duress in game 3. That is a consideration that you could have made. But maybe they didn't top deck that Force of Vigor, and instead they had double Amulet in hand or something like that. And I needed to slow them down for that hand to go into effect. Like, there's arguments that could be made either way. Against Madness, I kind of just got ran over. I needed to draw lands. I didn't draw lands. It's not like I'm irresponsible with my land count. I played 22 lands and a Mox Opal, and it just didn't come together. But here is where I will show you a little bit of how the dark arts work. Match 2, I saw that the opponent was slow playing. I saw their clock going down and down and down and down and down. And I was thinking to myself, if I don't win game 2 or game 3, then I need to put my opponent in a time crunch. This time crunch will cause them to make mistakes, could cause them to misclick, and it could result in me getting a win that I don't deserve. So I played game 1 knowing that I was going to lose, and I played it out all the way because the hero was taking steps to win the game that were not particularly necessary. They didn't need to cast 4 Thought-Knot Seers off of their Ugin trigger, their ultimate or whatever it was. They really just needed to remove Ensnaring Bridge and remove my way to play another one. But instead they decided to go crazy with it. And that decision, coupled with the fact that they were not fast with their clicks, that they didn't know how to order their triggers in a quick way or choose targets fast or analyze things quickly, meant that they were so low on time that in game 3, when it really came down to the wire, I won because they ran out of time. If they had 5 seconds, they would have won the entire match. But I saw all the way back, very close to the beginning of game 1, that this is a possible route that I could take to victory, and I took it and I won an unwinnable match because of it. Same thing goes with match 5. That Affinity player had no business playing as slow as they were. Yes, I understand that they could be new to the deck. They could be new to Magic Online. They could be new to Magic at all. I have no idea. I don't know that person. I know nothing about them. But what I do know is that when you are playing that slowly and you are not able to analyze the game state and realize, I have no way to win this game. If you don't understand that, then I, as a Lantern Control player veteran of 12 years, can walk onto that. I can see that. I can see the confusion and desperation in your eyes, and I can take full advantage of it. And that is exactly what I did in that Affinity matchup. I could have been a gentleman and said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this game quickly. I am going to mill you out all the way. Then you're going to have to lose because you can't really do anything else. And then we can go ahead and play games 2 and game 3. But I saw an alternate path to victory there. I saw that I didn't need to play game 2 and game 3. I didn't need to open myself up to that risk of losing those 2 games because I had a match win sitting in front of me right here. All I needed to do was distract and confuse and contain my opponent long enough that the time ran out. This technique is extremely advanced, and you should not be using it unless you know exactly what you're doing, because it can and will backfire on you, especially if you yourself are getting skill diffed by your opponent. Someone who is on a level above you can recognize that you're pulling these shenanigans and play along and make you think that you're really smart for knowing how to do this, and stall and stall and stall and stall and stall. And then they can just concede at the right time, 8 minutes, 10 minutes before match time is called, and then just destroy you games 2 and 3, not give you an opportunity to do anything else. Or they could do it in a way to where the game is tied up in game 3, or really any combination of these things. So you need to be very careful when you're using this. You need to be sure that you know what you're doing, because otherwise you're going to get bit in the butt real hard. But we have to understand that there is a very good chance that I would have gone 0-5 in this league if I had not used that technique. So I am proud of myself for being able to identify when to use the clock to my advantage and actually pull it off properly. Oh, right, we have a Lantern Control list in front of us. Yeah, this list is fine. I like the list. I am probably going to be continuing to play a black-red list that looks similar to this in the future. I think Pyroclasm was okay. It was better than Dreams of Steel and Oil, that's for sure. Just, it didn't really line up with what I needed it to do, so I could see Pyroclasm just becoming Lightning Bolts 3 and 4. But besides that, deck's fine. I'm not going to add an additional land because I got screwed in a couple of games this time. The lands are fine. The math is fine. I think I just got a little bit of bad beats, and that's okay. But I like this deck. I don't know what to tell you. I like casting Blood Moon on people. The only reason that I won game 1 against Amulet Titan, by the way, Blood Moon. And I'm going to continue to play it going forward.
This program is made possible by your view, like, and comment, the support of my wife and son, and by contributions to Fateseal MTG from viewers like you. Thank you.